All right, so we back from Sonoma Raceway, redeemed myself. We had a really good track day. I actually went a little bit faster than I felt like I've been going before. Funniest thing about it is I made a billion changes a weekend before, and I was absolutely super uncomfortable, but I fought my way through it. One change that I did make, going back, reverting to my previous setup, was I dropped my rear sets back down. I did raise them up. I dropped them back down at the track just so I can get that comfort level back. Put that heel in the heel guard, tippy toes. You gotta be on your tippy toes. The R3 had a tough time last weekend because Jalen sent it. We have cracks right there. Clip-on broke. That's all I've got, like mad clip-ons now. Couple of scratches on the mid-fairing, but that's really it. This is exactly how I picked the bike up off of the track, put a new clip-on on. The rear sets was bent all the way up to the moon. Those are back in order. And what I did find out though was I was getting a little bit more comfortable on this, and Jalen got extremely comfortable on it. Obviously we got Q5s on the back, Q4 on the front. Bike had way more grip than it had before, and that kind of showed when Jalen went out there and immediately was laying the bike over and cutting through corners pretty quick. That's how he got to find his limit, because he was going faster and faster and faster until he just low-sided the bike. Wow. That body position on the right-handers is mega. What? Where did he get that from? Where the hell did he get that from? I wonder if he's just responding to how much grip the bike got now. That looked kind of nuts. I took 2 weekends back to back to go out to the kart track just so I can get my comfort level back up, because I did not like how uncomfortable I was in Laguna Seca. The entire reason that I didn't drop a vlog from Laguna Seca was because I was absolutely uncomfortable. I was out of my element. I didn't even feel like cutting on the camera. I didn't feel like talking. So that's why y'all just got the raw clip from Laguna Seca. But Laguna Seca was an uncomfortable feeling because I was too intent on paying attention to the surface. I was too intent on not going too fast, not losing the front end, not losing the rear end. I just was, to sum it all up, being pussy. I was absolutely scared. Laguna Seca had a few shining parts, but I did not get anything out of it that I should have. I absolutely did not feel good. I felt fatigued. It was just too much shit going on. So that was whack. So I scrapped the whole idea of even vlogging it. But I did cut a few clips, but I just never even put together a vlog. Get corkscrew, so we're gonna jump on R3 and go for it. I did the kart track days back-to-back weekends just to get that shit out my system so that I could be back out here ready to rock and at least be on par to perform at a certain level at Sonoma, like I felt like I needed to. One thing that I had always been asked that I never showed was lap times. I don't care about them, but I did get them out, put my phone up there. I used the Track Addict app. I didn't really care about an exact specific lap time, and I didn't really push for it, but people can get a reference or an idea of what I'm doing from some of the information that Track Addict app gave. The biggest thing that I use is from where I'm sitting, it blocks the dash and the gauges. So I didn't even look at them. You know what I'm saying? That was a cool thing that it just blocked the gauges out for me, and I didn't even get an opportunity to look at them. So I wasn't concerned about that. And everything else was just me paying attention to the track and rolling the track. So that was legit. That was actually super cool. Controls are moved down, clip-ons are moved out just a little bit, and as I said, rear sets are moved up. Preload was added, compression was changed, tension, which is rebound, was changed. Same thing with the rear. All the suspension was different, and we did use the Q5s for the first time. My old Q4s are on the R6. I let my coworker use the R6. He had a blast. The first two sessions, I chased some homies. Zavi, we've done a few track days together before. Then the next session out, I chased my coworker Craig. He was loving the R6. The R6 is absolutely, like, it's just such a good setup, a real comfortable riding bike. You can go ahead and have a blast on this bike just out the blue, like real quick, because it's very neutral, it's properly set up. He did amazing on the tire. The grip was good on the bike. He said he had a blast. He did not have any issues with comfort, so we're good to go. R6 is just like proper. The third session out is when I wanted to push the pace a little bit, but there was just so much traffic. I couldn't get an entirely clean session where I can get open in front and just run around the track for at least a lap. The bike was responding very well. I was going very good, and I had a little bit more confidence attacking people in corners. So, I mean, there was quite a few passes on the session. I don't even recall. I can run a whole clip with no edits, and you won't see anybody pass me. You just see me pass everybody until I get off the track. So I guess that's cool. You know what I mean? I never really find myself concerned with passing people, but when I do come up to people, I know that I've personally been hesitant to pass people in certain areas. I still do that if we're bunching up in like the bus stop in 9, or we're going in super deep with traffic in turn 7. But 9 times out of 10, I was running past a lot of people so that I can get around them through my favorite portion of the track, which is the S's. Pushing the brake zone quite a bit in 7. As you can see with my tire, I was getting to it. It was pretty gnarly. The funny thing is like, I mean, we've gotten down to the edge, but the use at track speed wasn't down to the edge. I still have about this much left, and surprisingly, I was still dragging knee, and I was riding faster. But I did not use all of the tread in that way, which is interesting. But with all of the suspension changes and how I changed my body position, I think that's gotta be the culprit. The only thing that makes sense is that probably before I was more up and down on the bike, and I had the bike leaned over way more for me to get my knee down. Now with the change in my riding position, I could probably go a whole lot damn faster because the bike was responding a whole lot better. I'd run into corners and feel like anxious about, oh shit, am I gonna make this corner because I went in a little quicker. I just leaned the bike over and dipped my chin down, and the bike hooked in. So next time I know I can go through corners a lot faster, and that'll probably use a little bit more lean angle, which is more risk, but it'll use more lean angle, which will get me all the way down on the tire's edge. I did end up losing a GoPro. I lost it. You can see it come off on the video. I jumped over a curbing in turn 1, and this GoPro flew off. I do have tethers. I've always had tethers, but the GoPro has lasted here for hella track days, and I just didn't even think about it. But I was running the bike a lot harder. It was pretty warm, and I guess the adhesive just let go. The wind was hitting the back of the GoPro. It tilted forward and just fell right off the side. Then I had the opportunity to go look at it get rolled over. And I just kept my fingers crossed that nobody went down on it, because I thought it fell off into the dirt because it came off on the edge of the track. It came off, must have bounced in the dirt, and came right back into the track, and I watched people roll over it. It was funny, as I'm coming out, you hear me say, oh, there goes the GoPro right there. The GoPro was on right here, bounced off, and there she goes right there. Because it's right there in turn one. Bike is doing great. I think what I'm gonna do is I'll probably do a double day sometime soon. I don't get enough riding in, and this is a fact. I ride a lot. You guys probably think I ride too much. I don't ride as much as I think I need to with the progression that I'm trying to get. So there's a possibility that I'm going to do a 2-day track day so that I can get that hot time on the second day. The first day I get all the jitters out. The second day is hot time, you know what I mean? If I make some changes, if I make some adjustments, those adjustments will be made the day before. The next day will just be riding and hard riding. There's a possibility I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna change the brake pads. When I change the brake pads, I'm gonna get probably the most aggressive joints that I can get, because the things that I've been doing now is pressing deeper in brake zone. The less effort is what I need to make sure that I don't have any anxious moments when I'm going into brake zones. I do have the brake master, and I do have the calipers, because those are 6-piston calipers, and I got the T-drive rotors. I'm gonna get the PFAs like they're a race pad, just a step up higher, so that I could go ahead and get that absolute clamping force and get this thing slowed down without the effort. Everything else, man, this bike has been like really solid. I love the effort that I'm able to put in on this thing, and I'm learning. That's the high point. That's the very high point. I got to ride with Sean, who built the bike. I got to ride with a couple of other homies, and we had a really good time at Sonoma Raceway. So I just felt like I should hit y'all with a vlog, because I hadn't given y'all like a real vlog in a long time. I'm going back out to get some more riding this weekend on the Cowie and the R3. It's time Jalen rides with me, because he's going really good on his own, and I could probably show him a few things with some lead follows. So we're gonna take these two out this weekend, get some riding in, burn some laps, and get back home before it gets really hot. So let's get to that. Other than that, I'm gonna give y'all 2, and we out. Catch our boy, and this will be our first lap. The GoPro was on right here, bounced off, and there she goes right there. No, that looks like an R1. I'll let him go. Dragging me scared me. let him get that. Dude hanging his foot off is hilarious. chilling.